So I will be speaking on whether I think it is a good idea to purchase a used or refurbished PlayStation 5 going into 2025 to 2026. Now, we are about 15 months away from Grand Theft Auto 6, and a lot of people are going to be adopting and getting onto the PlayStation 5 hype. Alongside of this, we have recently got news from Sony themselves saying that they will be increasing the price of the PlayStation 5 consoles brand new. So that means a lot of people will be looking at the secondhand market and the used and refurbished market for these consoles. Now, first things first, I want to get out the way. The term refurbished is very skewed, and it has been over the years. Now, a real full refurbishment of a console will include opening up, tearing down, and cleaning the internals and exterior of the console and hardware itself. That means that it will also be fixing any of the liquid metal that may have moved around on the console itself, the motherboard, any major issues that the console may have had once would be fixed and repaired and ready to go for its new owner. Now, the problem is that takes a lot of time and effort. Now, the only people that we really do see doing that is Sony and PlayStation Direct themselves. And getting it from their website is pretty hard, especially if you are in countries like Canada or in Europe and etc., where it is difficult to buy these consoles from PlayStation or Sony directly. Now, US, for example, has their own second-hand market where you can buy these second-hand PlayStation 5 consoles that are fully refurbished and ready to go to Sony and PlayStation standard. That is the only refurbished quote-unquote consoles that I would go and purchase. Now, secondly, where you can obviously buy these consoles are from Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or secondhand marketplaces where you can pick up these used consoles. Now, if you buy a console used, obviously you want to plug it in and make sure that the power button works, the eject button works, it connects to a display, and also that the Ethernet port does work on this console that you're going to be purchasing, especially secondhand. Now, the console that I have is the first ever one that was released back in November 12th of 2020, the CFI 1000A model, which is the very first model number for the PlayStation 5. That is the first one. Now, I would actually go against getting this specific model number just because how many issues it came, because during the pandemic there was a large chip shortage and the quality of the console itself isn't the best. Me and a couple of my friends as well that purchased the launch versions of these consoles have faced a lot of issues like heating issues or power supply issues or Ethernet ports or HDMI ports getting loose over time, and that is why I would recommend to get at least minimum the PS5 slim model consoles. So the second chassis revision, so CFI 2000 series is going to be the ones that you want to be looking out for. So the CFI 2000 AB, which was released at around about late 2022 or early 2023, that is the ones you're going to be looking out for. Or the CFI 2015 ABs, any of the CFI 2000 variant consoles is the one you're going to be looking for. Now, obviously, if you go for the PS5 Pro, if you get it at a good price, that's going to be the CFI 7000 model number. So just bear that in mind. But what I'd recommend is looking for anything with the model number CFI 2000. So anything starting with the 2 is what you're going to be looking out for, whether that is the digital version or if that is the disc version. Now, if you are going to go the digital route, especially if you're going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 6, for example, I would highly recommend getting like a $100 M.2 SSD, which you can put into the PlayStation 5 itself to get more storage, because basically these consoles don't come with a lot of storage. You have like 600 gigabytes of usable space, which will fill up fairly quickly. And if you want to play more or have more than 4 games downloaded on your console at once, you'd want to make sure that you have an external or an internal M.2 SSD that you can upgrade the storage on to increase that storage capacity on your console itself. Once again, just make sure that it's in good working condition, and I would also recommend keeping your PlayStation 5 in the horizontal orientation. If it doesn't come with the proper stands, you can get it off of AliExpress or Amazon for very cheap, for like under $20, and you can have a good stand and a good console working for you in a long term. That's why I said if you are going to go onto the secondhand market or the refurbished side of things, I definitely recommend going for minimum the CFI 2000, so the PlayStation 5 Slim or the Slim with disc variant. So that's been it for today's video. It's been your boy Optage. I'll be catching you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.